Draymond Green had a big night, falling 2 assists short of a triple-double. So let's see how he did it, and then also see how he got Steph going to break out of his shooting slump. In this early play, Wiggins drives and draws 2 to the ball. Looney, 45-degree cut, pulling his man too, so it's just a fiesta in the lane, leaving Draymond open here. Wiggins kicks out, and Draymond, instead of firing up the 3, Draymond attacks the closeout. This doesn't look very promising right now, but Looney clears out of the lane. This is what passes for spacing in this lineup, and Draymond is just going to back in the smaller player. Power move, straight up, looking for the foul maybe, and layup. And I think Draymond even had time to yell at the ref and one. Wing pick and roll, Draymond screening for Andrew Wiggins. Looks like he'll take the screen. The Thunder throw a very soft trap at Wiggins, leaving Draymond free. He's got a lane to the basket if he wants it. Wiggins with a nice pass to lead Draymond. This is not a bad recovery, but Draymond still has a little bit of a lane. And he goes for the floater, not usually in his game. And it goes. So we like to see how aggressive Draymond is being on offense. The defense will always give him space, so if he can convert some of these, it takes a huge amount of pressure off of Steph. The Thunder have actually scored, but Draymond just outruns the entire team. Steph sees this even before the ball's inbounded, so Poole's taking it out. So he's saying, hey man, give me this ball. I already know what I'm going to do with it. Long pass. Touchdown. 6 early points for Draymond. Really nice stuff. Steph on the pick and roll here, draws 2. The Thunder's defense has been to basically double team Steph and make anyone but Steph beat them. Steph does not hit Looney on the roll. He just feels like he can dribble this himself because the Thunder trap was not very trappy. So Steph just says, all right, I'll go away from the trap. And he's got a lane to the basket here, which will force this defender to step in to help. And Steph dribbles right at this defender and makes himself as interesting as possible, leaving Draymond open in the corner because his defender is helping. Corner 3? Yes. Draymond has scored half the Warriors' points at this point. Not completely sustainable, but you want him to be enough of a threat to keep the defense more honest. Here's Draymond at his best, just a catch and run. The Thunder just get out-hustled on this play. You can count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 Thunder here, which means there's only 1 Thunder on this side of the line. Poole running, Wiggins running hard. Draymond sees it all. Poole has the advantage. Poole is so crafty around the basket. He's just really underrated at how well he finishes around the basket. I'll give longtime viewers a second to see if you can identify this play. You see the man up top, see the man over here. You see someone setting a down screen for someone who's coming up to the top. Yes, this is the fist clay play. You get this down screen, the ram screen for someone who's going to come up and set a screen. Usually this person slips the screen. The important thing, the first option, is that this original screener comes up and gets this pin down and gets the pass from the top. Okay, there it's going really well. Draymond screening a lot of people. Poole stepping out, nice pass. Chioza knows what's going on. The defense panics. 2 go to Poole. That means Draymond can slip to the basket. Nice little pocket pass. And now Draymond is relishing the chance to dunk on the young Giddey. And Giddey makes a business decision and gets out of the way. This is a baseline out of bounds play, or a blob, right? Baseline out of bounds, the B-L-O-B. And this is a familiar action for the Warriors. It's basically a triple split where there's one screener. Someone always pops out with the screen. Someone always dives. In this case, it's Moses Moody. I don't know why Moses Moody's falling to the floor. He falls to the floor a lot. Anyway, gets back up. This defender is very fascinated by what's happening with Steph. This defender is trailing. They have no chance. It is pretty interesting what's happening up top because you have Looney setting the screen. Steph is open. I think this defender feels like he has to jump out. That leaves Moody free to go straight to the basket. Good find by Draymond. Good finish. Pick and roll from Steph. The Thunder just chasing Steph around openly. Steph, he's pretty used to getting this kind of attention by now. He drags the double team away. Draymond is now open after Steph's little behind the back pass. This is a pretty good recovery from the Thunder. This defender, I believe, is pointing saying, hey, switch to Steph. I'm going to come back here and stop the roller. It's a good recovery. So now the advantage is actually dissipated. This is 3-on-3. The problem is that this defender was anticipating that he would have to help, because you had Steph Curry coming this way or you had Draymond coming possibly down the lane. So this defender has stepped in all the way to the paint, which means Andrew Wiggins has extra space. Draymond, quick pass. Wiggins surveys for a split second. He always has to survey, but the little ball fake to the right freezes the defender. He goes straight up. Nice. Draymond is in his natural state, which is yelling. He's directing a lot of traffic. He's pointing for someone to go this spot over here. It kind of looks like Poole and somebody else maybe need to interchange positions. Lots of yelling. This is a 3-man split. Usually we have 3 men, and usually one person pops out, one person dives to the basket. But there's also an option to turn it into a stagger screen instead, like this. And that's clearly what OKC was anticipating, because Wiggins' defender here is trying to beat him to the screen, which means Wiggins can suddenly reverse and go straight to the basket. Draymond sees all. He sees this all the way. Sweet touch on that. This is a sideline out of bounds play, or a slob, right? Sideline out of bounds, slob. Cross screen for Draymond. And then now, the defense is definitely scared of Steph Curry. This looks like it's going to be dribble handoff to Steph, and then Draymond is going to screen. So the defense is definitely very aware of this. And you can see that this man just hesitates for a second. This man is trailing, and that gives Draymond the chance to do fake handoff. And now, there's not a ton of space here. It's the job of the weak side low man to rotate to this drive. But I don't have high enough resolution, but I think you can sense a certain disbelief that Draymond is driving. And he goes up. Good finish over the contest. I think this is a planned play because this is the first play of the quarter, and usually after a time stoppage, like a timeout or free throw, anything like that, then the play is called from the bench. This starts off as pick and roll with Wiggins high, but the real action is on this side. Steph has been scuffling a little bit. He had a kind of rough ending to the Memphis game, although I don't really remember what happened in the overtime. And wasn't shooting all that great in the first half either. So Wiggins fires it off to Draymond. This man turns his head for just 1 second, which means Steph is off to the races. Draymond says, hey, that's more than enough space for Steph to shoot, so I'm just going to hand it off to him and just screen anyone who's close. Hand off. The defender reacts too late. Open shot for Steph. This is a kind of awkward play. I believe this was going to be some kind of triple split where I think Draymond was going to dive and Steph was going to take this pin down, but it all gets messed up because Draymond gets tripped and he ends up in Looney's arms. Kevon, we have to stop meeting this way. So it's just a reset. Kevon knows rule 1, which is screen Steph's man, so he's looking like he wants to screen that guy. And that's exactly what happens. Looney ends up pinning in this man, runs right into the screen. This man is too far away to help. This man is too far away to help. Draymond, always looking out for his number 1 man, Steph, comes out. Simple pass. This guy rotated pretty well, pretty quickly. Then he feels like he has to recover to Draymond, and that step back is just enough space for Steph to get his quick shot off. We're so used to it, but he really does get the shot off really fast. This man is very close to contesting this. But yoink. This is the sloppy version of a classic play. Draymond screening, Steph, high pick and roll. This defender will lock and trail. This defender will step up, which means Draymond will release. Steph has done this so much, he's getting a little bit lazy with these passes. This one's a little ahead of Draymond, but Draymond catches up to it, so it still works. These 2 men went to Steph, and now they're trailing the play. Draymond has an advantage going to the hoop. This defender has to rotate. To be totally honest, I think by NBA modern defense, it's supposed to be the low weak man who's supposed to rotate, and this guy's supposed to stay close to the strong side, because if you just leave this strong side, then it's relatively easy to get a pass to this man. Either he does baseline cut and it's a pass, or he spots up for three, which obviously Looney won't do, and it's a direct pass. If it's this man who rotates, then this defender can step out here and try to zone this backside. So I think this is probably improper defense. Draymond sees all immediately. He actually gets by the guy, which makes it extra bad defense. So this man has to rotate. So now Draymond has choices. He can hit Looney for the dunk, or he can hit Poole for the open three. He tries to cash in the short two. It's not really a dunk. It's an alley layup. I like this play. Steph feels like he has a good matchup, so he's just going to do straight ISO. He powers his way by one man. So now this man is next to him, but Steph could, in theory, get to the rim. So this defender has to step in. This defender is helping off too. This defender is paying attention. So we really have 5 guys ready to collapse on Steph, which is no good for Steph, but good for the Warriors. Steph bails out to Draymond, and now it feels like there's no advantage, right? But Steph keeps on moving, and of all things, he actually sets a pin down for this player. So Bjelica's defender feels like he has to fight through Steph's screen, and in fact he steps in front of his own teammate here. So he is setting a screen on his own teammate, and Steph realizes this. So he says, "Thank you very much for the screen. Hey, Nemanja, come over here and set another screen." So Nemanja absolutely knows rule 1, so good for him. He steps up to screen this guy. This defender is already screening this guy. Friendly fire there. And Steph steps out. Draymond sees all. He knew this was happening. And so nice game from Draymond. Near triple-double in 3 quarters. Got Steph going a little bit. Got his own offense going a little bit. Good defense on the whole. Just really good all-star play from Draymond.